Hello, good morning. This is Rotimi Tai, and I'm welcoming you to the Good Morning Education Show. And we're streaming live from Lagos, Nigeria, West Africa to the entire world. And we're always excited to have you join us every time on the show. And please do not hesitate to let us know where you're streaming from, what your name is, your location. And of course, we would love you to join the conversation today. And don't just stop there. Ask questions if you must. And we'll also ensure that our analysts and our guests provide the kind of answers that you deserve and that you desire. It's always a great morning on the Good Morning Education Show. We always have and when we get to come on the show, we always ensure that we give opportunity for our viewers to share their comments, and you don't want to miss it. It's a good way to kickstart your day. Your favorite show, it will be your favorite show, if not your favorite show, because it's always a great morning and we're always having fantastic time. I'll be joined by fantastic people, solid analysts that are coming live, but then there are voices within the education space. And today will not be an exception. We started this week with a special series on the road towards resumption and school reopening. And we discovered and realized that it's important that as schools begin to plan towards opening their doors or opening their facility, as students begin to plan to go back to school, there's a need for us to bring this at the front burner. We need to talk about this. So we started on Monday with Fit for Resumption, and then we moved yesterday to Fit for Service, and today we'll be talking about Fit for Learning. And before we do that, let me just bring in our analyst today. So I'm welcoming Safety Chick. Safety Chick, good morning. How are you today?
Good morning. I'm doing very well, sir.
Fantastic.
Happy to be here. Good morning to everyone, our amazing listeners. Good morning to you all.
And finally, good morning, Internet.
Okay. That's Prophet
All right. That's his cue, right? Okay. So without wasting more time, I thank you for that division of labor. So let's give Jude that opportunity to say good morning. Dr. Prophet Jude, good morning.
Good morning, colleagues. Good morning, Internet. Good morning,
Jude, are you just waking up? You sound like you're stretching and say good morning, everyone. Good morning. And then when you're about to stand up on your bed, and I say, good morning, Internet.
Good
morning, Jude.
Safety Chick. I think Jude needs to be monitored closely. He's been up to so many things. I'm wondering, is this guy a tech guy or is this guy into anatomy? Yesterday, I had to say, Jude, should I expose you? Should I expose you?
It's already exposed online.
Jude was doing some fantabulous things with his newfound love. And I was just saying, okay. Then again, okay. I was like, no way.
Facebook or Instagram, right. Because I need to go and look for this. Whatever you're talking about.
He's on social media, trust me. Except I don't think he put it on YouTube yet. And I said, okay, Jude has another way of protesting. If you are bored, and you want to laugh and learn at the same time, just go to look for Jude's page. You will laugh and you will learn as well.
Oh my gosh.
You will laugh and then you will learn. You will learn and then you will laugh. You know, Jude is a very funny person. He has.
I can see
it. There was a particular day Jude did something, I can't remember. It was, I think, he shared a video or something. Someone was saying why I got divorced or blah blah blah. I was like, Jude, you're just mean. You're mean. And the person to fight and attack you is already in the building. So let's welcome. Let's welcome Warrior TT.
Hello.
Hello, everyone. Good morning, Jude. Good morning, Safety Chick. Good morning.
Titi, you're dressed like an adult Pocahontas today.
What was Jude saying? I hope it's nothing about women. Let me just finish it.
No. He has not said anything, though. He hasn't said anything, though. He just he has done something, but he did not say something.
You know what I'm doing, Jude? I'm praying for a set of triplet girls for you. That's going to be my new prayer. Triplet girls. Triplets. Oh, well, not two. Triplets. Triplets.
I'm capable
That
of
day.
Triplets. So something happens. Tell your wife what happened. How long John was praying for you.
Jude, I trust Jude now. Jude will just start what we call outsourcing parenting.
Titi will be
we'll dispatch one to Titi's house. For equality's sake. All right. And of course, we have another guest today. I'm sure it's there. It was actually online yesterday, and it's a fantastic individual you would love to meet. And so I'm sure by the time he connects, can you hear us, Baza? Can you hear us?
I'm right here.
Okay.
Hello, everybody.
We can't see your video.
Hello.
El Baza. That's a nice
Yes. Name. Actually, you saw that black box entertainment yesterday.
Oh, that was the hidden black box.
Yeah, the black box of a plane.
Okay, and then of course we always have our Las Vegas correspondent, all the way from Las Vegas, Nevada, putting on his youth. Oh, imagine with the intro I was giving him, he just went up. All right, let's just head over to the news. It's too much to handle. So I'm sure Baza, we are normal people. Don't feel threatened. We just like to have fun on the show. We're serious-minded people as well. You know, so this is our play time. Like they say, there's the role of play in education. All right, so let's have the news, and then we would come back to talk on the news, analyze the news headlines, and then we'll hit our conversation for the day. Ladies and gentlemen, we are going to have a great time together today. So let's have the news, and we will be right back.
Hello? Can you hear me? Hello?
Welcome back to the show. This is the Good Morning Education Show, and we have a full house today. You can see the gorgeous One Woman Republic stroking her hair to the left, to the right, to the front, to the back. KK, welcome to the show.
Hey everyone, it's good to be back. I missed you all so much yesterday.
Morning, welcome.
Good morning. Good morning. Hey.
Eben Odetola Israel from Las Vegas, Nevada. Good morning.
Good morning. Hi, good morning, good morning.
Where you want to disappear to?
According to safety tricks, it freeze.
I think we can start to talk about the headlines. There were so many headlines that caught my eye. Okay, but we didn't know where you disappeared to.
I've always been here. I just decided to check some things behind the scene.
There are so many headlines that caught my eye. I don't know where to start from. I think the first one is, Babcock University asking the students to pay 25,000 naira for the COVID test. Honestly, if not even as a student, as an adult, to ask me to bring out 25,000 naira for COVID test will pain me, So I'm just thinking. I remember when we talked about doing this test a few episodes ago. You can actually have COVID, but if you take the test now, it'll be negative. In 2 days' time, when it really comes into manifestation, and it will be positive. So I understand them wanting to test all the students before they come in, but really that's not the way to go, especially when you consider the cost. So let's just imagine that there are 1,000 people in Babcock. So imagine that times that by 25,000 naira. That we're not talking about small money at all in this time. So I would say that we said before, they should look and explore other, what cost-effective means for the student. 25,000 naira is a lot of money, so they need to. That's just my own thing.
All right. So, safety chick, do you want to say something about the headlines as well?
Okay, yeah. So the one that said something was done to a student for talking about racism. What exactly does talking about racism mean in that context? Because for it to be in quotes, it insinuates that maybe there was more, So what exactly does that mean in that context? That's one. And then I also saw the one that said COVID cases spikes in universities and colleges open and things like that. The truth is, this is a reality that we're going to be living with for a while before the vaccine thing is sorted. So as much as possible, we must think of ways to bring it down. And I still see that sensitization must keep happening. Everybody needs to be on board, because if you are telling the students to do something and they are not complying, or their parents are saying something else, or parents are saying do the right thing, but the environment in the school is not, if there is dissonance. So we need to ensure that at the very root, everyone can own it, basically. Everybody can take personal responsibility. Otherwise, we'll keep hearing cases of these things spiking, and it shouldn't be really. At this point, we have a little bit more information. So to a really large extent, we should be able to keep it, flatten the curve, basically. Yeah, so those were the ones that caught my attention. And then, of course, the Babcock thing. Let me not even talk. I think Mrs. Adewusi has addressed the money issue.
See, what you said, let me not even talk, as if you're threatening them.
How often do you want to take the test? Because we take it this week,
Exactly.
It's just not. It's the easiest way to go, but it's just not the most cost-effective way to go, especially for a large population.
Well, so let me play the devil's advocate, right? So if they told you, is it your money? Is it your money? What would you say?
Is it my money?
Are they the ones paying for it?
If
it's good to pay for it, no problem.
I'm feeling. Just see, Rotimi, my son's school, they just put one small money. If you see the fire that the parents are giving them, So I'm saying 25,000 at this time. It's not more. Oh, it's not. What if someone has 3 kids in the university? 75,000 naira.
Iben's haircut. Do you know how
And
much
that's
Iben
not the
cut his
only
hair?
thing they will say.
Let me expose Iben. Do you guys know how much
Thank you,
Iben spends to get his hair cut?
I think when I'm already looking for the hot news I want to add to the news today. The news I have that is not actually there is Unilag using 8 million naira for research and 86 million naira to purchase a vehicle. I was I was stunned. 8 million naira for research and 82 million naira to purchase vehicle. And
Even that headline is something you need to probe further, because if we're talking about 86 million, can be maybe they are buying vehicles across faculties. So
faculties.
yes, so it's possible. It's possible. It might not be one car. That's one. Number two, 8 million for research. It might just be something preliminary. It might not necessarily mean that there is misplaced priority. I don't know. You've been beefing Unilag. Did they deny you admission some time ago?
No, that's my school. I can't beat Unilag. I can't beat Unilag. I can't beat Unilag. There are a lot of my people there at all. Except I want to find myself in trouble.
I heard that Iben spends 10,000 naira on his haircut. How true is that?
Do you want EFCC to come?
Especially that curve, the curve you got there. I heard that it doesn't come cheap.
I don't know. Sorry to me. Let's leave that one for another day. I know I will see.
He will fight and run.
Let's move forward. I don't know if anybody else wants
It's
to talk
an headline now. All right. Baza, do you want to say something about the headline? Baza?
Yeah, something caught my attention. Has to do with UN saying, I think 13 million or 11 million girls might never return to school after the virus pandemic. I don't know why they are making it just for girls. I think this affects both boys and girls. A lot of people have lost jobs.
Hallelujah.
You just came and you chose a hot topic, Baza. You chose a hot topic. Let me tell you something. Baza, you were not here last week or 2 weeks ago when I was sharing information. I was in the health and safety session with different professionals from across the world. And one of our speakers from Vietnam, she was stating that during this pandemic, the lockdown, and then girls had to be at home. Families realize the importance of having girls at home, how they make things run smoothly, how they are just so useful, and they have decided that those girls are no more going back to school. So you're giving us these are realities. So when we're saying the girl case should be highlighted, it's not just because we are trying to form girl power or not. It's because it's a real thing. Why didn't they say the boys will not go back to school because they're also used to
it is girl power. There's no need to sugarcoat it. It's girl power. Is there anything wrong with girl power? Say what it is. It's girl power. And you're saying you're forming girl power. Are you not a girl? Are you not having power? Girl plus power. Girl power. What is that one now? 11 million.
But jokes apart, though, it's important.
But the most seriously, it's a pressing issue. That's why it's a headline.
To be factual about it, it's very important. It's very important to note that the coronavirus has affected the livelihoods of a lot of parents, even in Nigeria. I think that in Nigeria alone, we'll be having huge numbers not returning to school, at least for till the end of this year. A lot of people have lost jobs. There is no backup from the government, and that's why I said it's not just about girls. it's not just about what's it called, any gender in particular. Families are affected, and then I I expect more than 11 million globally. In fact, I expect more than 11 million in Africa alone, not to go back to school. So that's my thought on that. And then the 25K Babcock model. Are they trying to prove that they are in this COVID-19 war? Are they trying to make a statement, be a branding something, or uh, it's there are real safety issues? There's so many things to think around that.
Okay, so just to respond to the issue of many families have been affected here in Nigeria. The thing is, it might actually get to a point where families might have to choose which child to go to school. Now, the question we should ask ourselves is, if they get to choose, if, for example, because they're trying to cut costs, they get to choose, will the boy child and the girl child get equal opportunity, or will one gender be chosen over the other? So when we think about it, then we see that
I don't know
there
about
is a
other
challenge.
generations. I have a daughter and a son. I don't think that I'll send my son to school and leave my daughter at home. If it
Okay, so
affects me,
that's
I
you.
will make a decision that favors both children.
Safety chick.
That's
Let's
you.
stay off the female and male debate.
Let's not go there so that we can do justice to the
Because
headlines.
Titi doesn't like to lose, and she's going to lose today. And Keke is already hiding. You know, she's already hiding.
Let's not go there. Let's do justice to the other things in the news. Honestly,
there's justice already. So Titi, stop using grammar to cover it. We won today. We won. Today for the boys. Today for the men. Yes, thank you. All right.
let peace reign today.
Jude, do you know the sound of victory when you hear it? All right, so we have a guest in the building, and we're going to be talking about Fit for Learning, and I'd like him to do justice by starting with introduction. Let's get to meet you. Some people know you as Black Box Entertainment. Some people see you as a Kenyan entrepreneur. Some people see you as a Nigerian. Some people see you as a tech expert. So tell us, who is Baza? Tell us quickly.
Okay. So this is your introduction. It's putting me on the spot. I don't look Kenyan. I don't sound Kenyan. I'm actually Nigerian. So I'm a Nigerian who has lived in Kenya for a bit. I returned to Nigeria with my family to set up an edtech business. We are working with schools across Africa, and we decided to launch with Nigeria first. So in the education space, we are kind of concerned that the pace of learning and at the pace that we have access to quality education. So with what I'm doing now, I founded WITSPrep. WITSPrep is an educational that is more
it
like.
Me or there's a lot of static when Baza is speaking? Maybe we can mute. Can we all mute so that we can hear Baza?
Can you hear me? Is it clear? Okay. Thumbs up if you hear me. Okay, good. So I'm the founder of WITSPrep. WITSPrep is a digital learning platform. And what we help schools do is to help them migrate into digital learning easily, effortlessly. We also produce quality education content that schools and classrooms can use for both blended learning and flipping the classroom. So this coronavirus pandemic has also just expanded the market and made us a lot more relevant. So talking about Fit to Learn. Fit to Learn is, from my own perspective, looking at schools and the readiness for impacting education despite the challenges that are on ground at the moment. I think that because of the social distancing issues and all those things, we have to leverage on technology and a number of other things to be able to learn properly. I hope I'm not talking too much though. I can't hear.
Thank you very much for that. I said on the show, we always have this tradition where our guests get to meet the analyst and we get to learn and share with them. But what we do is it's almost like a ritual, right? We throw our analysts to them, or we throw our guests to the analyst. And most times the first person to get that opportunity to throw questions or throw jab or throw weapons at you will be Titi. Titi is very good at that. So I'm going to ask Titi to do what she does best.
You don't compliment what you're saying, though.
So, Baza, I'm throwing you to Titi now, as Titi will begin the questioning bout. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, presenting round one.
But I just want you to break down. Honestly, it's nice to see a fellow EdTech person. And luckily, this is our season. I always tell people this is the season when the ignored child at the back of the line is called to come to the front. Come to the front. So I'm happy to meet a fellow. But I just want you to break down. What exactly are your solutions? Just break it down, make it simple. Let the school owner out there, let the educator out there, can pick one or two things in your product offering that can say, oh, yes, this is what I want for my school. Yes, this is the solution that we want. Yes, we'll start this, immediately.
Okay, thanks for your question. I was expecting a bazooka, but I mean, this is a pistol.
Don't mind roasting me. Don't mind roasting me.
So this is it, yeah. We started with learning mobile. Think of it like the Nigerian version of Udemy, EDX, and all those other, yeah. But this time is focused on the Nigerian. Is focused on the Nigerian curriculum. Yeah. So, can you hear me? I can hear the loud feedback. Can you hear me?
Can everybody else put their mics on mute while Baza talks so that we can hear him clearly?
We're struggling.
Okay, it's fine now. Let's put our mics.
Okay, I think it's clearer now. So, okay, so here we go. Yeah, I'll take it over from the top. Like, we came in and we started with a digital learning app on our app, right? But then because of the coronavirus, we saw that a lot of schools are kind of not ready and still not prepared on how to tackle digital learning and adapting easily to digital learning. So we created a SaaS company where we give to schools everything that we have got, right? Our entire infrastructure, and also empower the schools to be able to put on their content on the platform we have given to them. So you have thousands of videos on your platform, right? As well as what's it called, an LMS, a comprehensive LMS. You can do everything that digital learners would need. You can provide every service. You can provide tests, exams, and even certifications on your platform. But then the added advantage is the fact that we have thousands of learning videos already done, top quality videos already done for your school. So that's basically what we do now. We also help other people who want to create their own LMS platforms, make it simplified and easy, like a SaaS service, software as a service for other edtech companies or other users or other people who want to set up their own platforms. That's what we are doing for now. It might change next month though, because we keep reinventing.
You need to explain to people what an LMS is. Don't assume everybody's on the same page in terms of this education technology. So maybe you can just explain, what an LMS is, the advantages of having an LMS or not having one.
Okay, great. So an LMS is a learning management system. It's like a machine, right, that enables you to dispense learning, right? So for instance, imagine it this way. There's Google Classroom, there is Zoom, and there are a lot of there's Moodle, and there are some other platforms that people use to aid learning this season. What we have done is to create a platform that has all those features: live teaching online. I don't know if I'm explaining this properly. I don't know if you get this, but it comes in the form of a website. It's a learning tool. People, without going to a physical classroom, they can watch videos at their own time, at their own pace. You as the LMS owner can decide to make your classes live on the platform. You can also decide to use your LMS as a tool for flipped classroom. The situation where you okay, so before now, you teach your children in class, your students in class, and send them home for homework. But nowadays there's a different pattern where you send them the homework first and then you come back to class to discuss the homework. So you send them relevant content concerning the topic, you put it on your platform, and then the students can come back with enough information, and then you can add to whatever they feel they have learned. So these are the uses. There's so many things to know about an LMS. It will take so much time to break it down. Number one, an LMS is a learning management system. That exactly is what it is. Did I do justice?
Yes, it's fine. Okay, I don't know where everybody is. Okay, so we have a question from Nana, which is one of the audience, just at the nick of time. And she says, question for Baza. What is the difference between your own elements and the millions of other LMSs that we currently have?
Okay, great. Okay, great. The LMS, can you hear me?
Yes, we can.
Okay, so thank you so much for this question. Thank you so much for this question. The difference between there are thousands of LMS platforms all over the world, but what makes us stand out is that ours is suited for our environment in Africa. We have African teachers. And we have thousands of videos as content. Is it just me? Can you hear me? Is it louder than my voice, or is just me? Can you hear me? Okay. Yeah, it's better now. So I said, yeah, the difference between other LMSs and the one that we are working on is the fact that our own LMSs our own LMS comes with thousands of learning content already prepared. Really, when it comes to digital learning, one of the most technical parts, or one of the most difficult parts, is creating content, making sure that your teachers are able to produce quality content, the proper sound and the proper videos, video quality, editing these videos to suit top quality standards. So, I mean, you don't have to worry so much about that. Thousands of videos are already prepared for you. So, as a school owner, for instance, you just tell your teachers to add to. They can add a note. They can add another short video. They can add anything else. But it's way different from a platform that is starting from the scratch.
Okay, thank you so much for that. Thank you so much. Titi, can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you loud and clear.
All right, so just before we ask further questions on the specific services that you provide, still in the spirit of the conversation, we're talking about fit for learning, and we are having the road towards resumption and reopening. And I'd like you to add to that, and also I would like our analysts to also share their views. That so, what do we really want to portray or consider as fitness in learning, as in learning fitness, using the context of our reality, that a lot of people might need to look at the capacity of their facility. In itself, is technology not also becoming part of the infrastructure of schools? How do we deploy that? Because learning is why we go to school. It's not just how do I put it now? School is not just go to school, right? The goal of school, or the aim of going to school, is for learning to be able to take place, and also for learning to be experiential. So how can we juxtapose that with the concern or the topic, fit for learning? So I'd like you to talk about it. I'd like our analysts to also share their thoughts. So maybe we'll start with you, Baza, then we'll go around the analysts.
Okay. All right. So as far as the best way I can analyze this is the fact that before now, a lot of schools in Nigeria, most schools in Nigeria had not adopted digital learning, right? And that really is the future. But then when it comes to the closure, the pandemic, after the pandemic happened, and we had this big situation on our hands, everybody had to accelerate to catch up and then do one form of digital learning or the other, either WhatsApp or Zoom or whatever is the app that people relied on for learning. However, though, still a lot of people were not reached during the pandemic. And then we just want to throw schools open. We don't know the learning abilities of these children after staying off the school for so long. We don't know the preparedness of the teachers who have not earned much throughout this period, and it has affected their income, how enthusiastic they are and how mentally ready they are to dispense learning. We don't know the state of mind of the parents who, for instance, want to make sure that their children continue learning, but they don't have enough funds to do that at the moment because of the obvious realities. So I would say this, yeah. To be fit for learning is considering all these players, the parents, the teachers, the the school owners and then the students as well, the mental readiness and things that can make it way easier, having things that can make it way easier for them to adapt to the current realities and, I mean, even learn better, if not at least equal the way or the rate of learning before now.
Okay, thank you so much for that. I'd like Jude to add into that. Jude, just share your thoughts on that perspective as well.
Okay. Fitting for learning entails not just technology too. It entails the physical well-being, the mental well-being, and the environmental well-being of school and the students and teachers too. Because we find that at this point in time, it's kind of very tricky on the messages we get, especially communications between the government and the schools, or the government and the public as regards education. Because that also affects the mental well-being, the dexterity of the whole process. Now, my own perspective of Fit for Learning also involves how schools start using or start merging digital tools, especially as it regards producing content and delivering content and actually optimizing content. Because we find there's a case of we find schools not understanding how to actually produce quality digital content that will help or make learning profitable, make learning seamless. That has to be handled. That has to be handled. So it's not just because you succeeded in the past 5 months delivering online. You need to up your game. Schools need to start upping their game. Schools need to start doing more professional or doing more technical development in actually making learning as smooth as possible online, because like we shared earlier that parents are ready to do full school resumption and some parents are ready to do full virtual resumption, right? So that has to be taken into consideration. How will you start delivering your lessons, how your classes look like, because you have teachers now playing two roles, playing online roles and playing what they call it face-to-face roles. Now that is pressure. That is pressure. I can tell you that is pressure, because teachers will definitely start getting confused on how to deliver online and still deliver face-to-face. And somebody was suggesting using a camera in class, which is good, but it's still going to put those at what do you call it, at home at a disadvantage. Those learning at home. For example, the internet goes off, or the device crashes, or software glitch and all that. So it means that learning for those online will just be off. So there has to be a way for schools to seamlessly, else the pressure will come back to teachers. And it's going to be difficult to actually have a seamless system. So these are considerations we should take into place for proper fit for learning processes to be seamless and to be flawless too. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Jude. I would like to bring Eben on board on this. Ebenezer Odetola Israel. You've been very active in the pushing of what we call the learning tools and all those things online. So, Eben, what's your scorecard? The past 5 months, how would you rate our schools and educators when it comes to fitness for learning? You know, looking at it that you've been able to churn out content, you've also been able to train, you've also been able to engage people on your platform. What's your scorecard? How would you rate the level of being fit for learning?
Yeah, thank you very much, Mr. Rutin. Talking about fit for learning, especially our school is about to resume, and around March, a lot of them were not actually thinking that it's going to look like this at all. But we thank God that now it has come to stay. Technology is now part of us. Technology is even something that everybody is now eager to learn about. So checking my scorecard about how to actually evaluate how people are actually responding to technology right now. I we actually score educators maybe in Lagos State, educators in Lagos State about 40% because a lot of them are trying their best for now, especially for video content. They are trying in terms of creating video content, but there's still more to actually create. A lot of animation are still there that a lot of people can still create. Editable digital worksheet are still there that they can still explore. And for my advice for everybody out there as school owners, teachers, administrators, is that technology should be part of us. So far, we are using phone, receiving call. We have a tool around us. So those two can be explored to actually use to create a lot of blended learning because some students may not actually resume physically. So what we are going to do is for us to create a blended solution where we teach some students physically in the classroom and the remaining contents can be sent online. And for us to do some of those things effectively, we have to understand all the technology tools. We have to understand the kind of elements that we are going to use to deliver the content. And then we have to also understand that it is not all about LMS, but it is all about understanding resources that will make the LMS function. Because I do see a lot of people just boasting about the LMS they are using in their school. If the contents, the resources you are sending into your LMS are not fun enough, those students may not find all the content you are sending interesting. That simply means that you have to look for different means to be sending assignments. It can be through the use of having a live class, and then live class is not enough. Live class is not enough. They get bored. I got an evaluation this morning, and the evaluation was that all the videos that some of my teachers have been sending online, the students were not actually paying attention to those videos at all. So maybe they will just play the video and be doing something because we couldn't monitor them. So we need to try as much as possible to connect with the students with our video. As I'm talking right now, you can be adding some action, your environment setup. Some of the, I think there's still more to do, but that 40% simply means that it is, I think 40% in WAEC. You are not going anywhere. If you score 40% in WAEC, it's not C. So there's still more to do.
Okay, there's a question for Baza, but I need to hear Safety Chick's perspective. And this time around, I want to flip the coin, just like we always say, flip learning, flip classroom, and the likes. But I'm not asking about flip learning. I'm just saying I want to flip the coin. So Safety Chick, right? I want you to help us. So we're talking about fit for learning, and this time around, it looks as if we're just talking about um, the school itself. I want to bring this perspective from the student perspective, more of the homegrown perspective, and we want to be sure that learning in itself is a state in itself. So the content we're going to teach, even if it's adjusted and the likes, what is your thought or what are your thoughts around the fitness from the angle of the one who is the learner? You understand? You know, we have this popular saying, um, round pegs in round hole, or you don't put a square peg, something like that. So what's your perspective on from that angle?
Or okay, so the thing is, the students that left school when the pandemic started and the students that we have now, there is a difference. There is a difference because these students have experienced some life happenings that you may not even know about. Some of them have experienced abuse during this time. Some of them have experienced stigmatization, depression. Some have contemplated suicide. Some are having a lot of tension because of all this resume today, don't resume tomorrow. You know, all like there is a whole lot going on in terms of their mental health. And if that is the case, no matter how you use all the amazing plans and videos and all that, if your student's head is not in the right space, they are not going to be assimilating. So they are not fit for learning. So there's something Mrs. Rhoda says all the time about grace, giving grace, in this period. So in as much as, yes, we're putting all the tools, all the strategies in place, we must understand that some things have changed in the lives of our students, and we need to make sure that they are in the mental headspace to want to learn. And that would start by starting this whole going back to school period with making them comfortable, making them relax, letting them know that it's okay, things have changed, but we can still move on, we can still make it, just make that welcoming, conducive atmosphere available. Because once they know that the teacher really cares, then they are willing to listen to what you have to say. Otherwise, they will play the video like Iben is saying, and they will zone out because they have real life issues that you are probably not aware of. So that's the angle I would like to speak about it from.
Thank you so much. So Babcock, very quickly, we are having a very short time. Can you answer the question? There's a question on the screen from Nana. Nana is a very fantastic educator, a great researcher. And she's asking the question, when teachers upload already designed educational product, does that impede innovative pedagogical application?
Yes.
Okay. He said yes. All right. Secondly, in a country like Nigeria, where schools are allowed to use their own curricula, have you made allowances for such schools?
Okay, so this is a very fantastic question. Thank you for asking this question. I would respond to this question by just explaining in summary what we are doing. So we don't own all knowledge, right? And what we have done is to provide a library usable, like a tool, usable for the school on the LMS platform. But that's not even the best part. The fact that people can go and take tools from other sources and put it there, and the teacher in that class, let's say a chemistry class, is really the pilot. Even if there are other tools available, the teacher decides which one the student should consume and when the student should consume that content. So the teacher is still in control, but then we are just giving them more tools to be able to use in engaging their students. I hope that answers both questions, because the teacher knows the curriculum, for the subject, and the school take whatever you need from me, take what else you need from the internet or anywhere you can find it. In fact, develop your own content as well. Add everything together. Life is better than it has ever been. We can achieve way more. So I mean, we just have machinery and we have a library for the schools to be able to utilize.
Fantastic. Thank you so much. I think we'll just read some comments and then I'll hand over to Titi to probably Titi, so you can read the comments, please.
Okay, so fit for learning entails more than technological tools. It encompasses mental well-being as well. I think that's what Jude said, and also Safety Chick alluded to that. So schools need to start merging digital tools towards making learning more seamless. So, okay, that's from Spelling Bee, Nigeria. Nana says, I hope I'm not asking too many questions. No. Nana, what would we do without your questions and your comments? Please keep them coming, please. No, you are not. Keep your questions coming. You know, we miss you when you're not here. Ben is saying the scorecard is about 40% in terms of the teacher's readiness in terms of using technology, creating video content. There's a need to explore more on video content creation. Ben's comment. But what I would like to say here is that in Rhoda's voice, learning outcomes. You know, that's really what Fit for Learning is all about. It's all about learning outcomes. There are lots of ways to get there, but we must keep an eye on the learning outcome using technology or using technology. So Chime Izuchi Light is saying this is true. It is not all about the LMS. It's really the content that matters and the content that helps us achieve the learning outcome. Nana is saying, I've continuously highlighted on the show about the importance of e-learning and instructional design. Designing curricula for online learning use different strategies. Too many educators think that it's about uploading the materials we use for our traditional methods of teaching. Exactly. You see, no matter how you keep this thing coming, it's not just taking content that you use in class and uploading it and saying, oh, you have content on your LMS. You need to use a different strategy to ensure that the content can be consumed online in a manner that makes it easy to consume and engage without the
Okay,
teacher
so
there.
as we draw the
Okay.
curtains, just to be able to say, someone also asked the question, what's just in 20 seconds, what's the name of the LMS or your platform? And also, should LMS just be something of a concern to schools? Because it looks like every time you say LMS, it's only schools. I think someone like TT should have an LMS. Safety Chick should have an LMS. Jude is an LMS himself. Of course, Eben as well. Putting on several content scattered abroad is that I should actually have an LMS, So I think we need to hear from you just in 10 or 20 seconds, please.
So everywhere teaching can be done, an LMS is relevant. An LMS makes it better. An LMS makes the student have the opportunity of going back and watching again, over and over again. An LMS using the best instructional design, what's it called, tools and all the instructional design tools. You can, if you impute that in your LMS, you will find out that learning will leap. So in corporate organizations where you are employing new employees, and then you have to onboard them, the trainings for these organizations, instead of spending money on meeting venues, lunch, traveling, just do it on an LMS. It's very, very vital for teachers training, for even anywhere of skill or learning is relevant, and LMS works.
Thank you so much for that, and thank you for coming on the show. I believe that people can connect with you on social media and email and also other platforms. What are your platforms, just to be able to get that clear? What are the platforms they can reach you on if somebody wants to reach you?
Okay, if you want to reach me, just on Twitter at Elisha Baza, ELISHABAZA on Twitter. On Instagram is the same name, Elisha Baza. On LinkedIn, the same thing as well. And then we can take the conversation further from there.
Fantastic. So Titi, we've heard it all, talking about Fit for Learning, and Titi has also mentioned that for those who are thinking of reading, Niger Kids is actively on the read. What's the name of that thing? Titi, tell us.
The Read Along is the Read Along app. So it's a free reading app by Google to help children learn to improve literacy rates all over the world. So it's called Read Along. And you can download it from any of the stores. And then look out for Niger Kids stories on the Read Along app.
And something is brewing from Niger Kids. I saw it yesterday. Titi, you don't want to share?
Yes, something is brewing. Well, between Niger Kids and someone else on this platform, we are cooking something at the back in terms of helping schools and parents prepare children ready for school resumption to resume safely. So I'll use that as as a small expo till the full announcement.
All right.
But
So everyone,
it's all about learning, different means to ensure the children are learning, to ensure the learning outcomes are being achieved.
all right. Thank you so much. So we'd like to say thank you to everyone who streamed in, who joined in, who's going to watch after. Ifyok all the way from UAE, thank you. Abigail from Lagos, thank you. Damilola from Ojodubega, thank you. I would like to thank Nana from Ireland, thank you. Titilola Kiola from, I think, Abeokuta, thank you. Thank you for joining, everyone. And those who are joining and are keeping quiet like they love to be anonymous, thank you. For those who believe in what we do, thank you. And for those of you that have learned something today, please do something with what you've heard. Reach out to people like Baza. Baza says he's able to help us to make sure that anything about our learning can be translated in a seamless, cost-effective manner through the use of LMS. Everyone needs an LMS.
Uh-oh.
Oh yeah, that's true. He's gone off. Wow.
Okay, so Baza, let people, I think you can just close by telling us the name again of your LMS and your handle so that
Okay, it's with prep.
Can you spell the WIS prep?
Okay, so I think. Okay, so it's WITSPREP, like WITS preparation.
Oh, WIT.
Yeah,
WITS
prep.
Oh, WITS. Good one. Okay, WITS prep. Okay, that's cool. WITS prep. What about in terms of?
So you can hit me up
on social media. Okay.
Okay, so just look out for me now. We are doing some quick what's it called now? Maintenance work on our website. So reach out to me directly. For now, if you have to talk to me, Elisha Baza. That's the full name, not just Elisha Baza on Twitter, on LinkedIn, and anywhere you can find me.
Okay.
Anywhere else.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Thank you, Rotimi. It's always a good morning.
He's back.
Bye, everyone.
Bye.
All right, bye.